Alright, when I say very quick, I do mean very quick, because I have other obligations for my life, but I wanted to give a quick faff with this, and also yesterday I wound up melting down all of the clay that I had kicking about and making little bricks out of them, which made me happy, if I'm honest. That was, was that's the only reason. It's just satisfying. And I said to myself, like, it just means that it makes everything easier to sort of up in the future when I want to use bits. And no, it was because it was satisfying, and that was the real reason. So I'm going to quickly demold this. I wanted to do this earlier this morning, but the demold time was like between 12 and 24 hours, and because I put a lot of material into this, I didn't want to leave it for a shorter period of time. Just, I'm not risking it, basically. I'm just not risking it. So, all of this is completely fine at this stage. So, I'm just gonna enjoy taking bits off of it, to be honest. Alright, well, that worked a treat. We're using these as mold walls. Definitely viable. I'm a fan of that. The setup the second time round was quicker than the first, so that's a plus. Got some clay that I can use again. Epic and cool. I don't like getting it on my hands, but I'll live. I'll live because I don't have time to not just contend with it. I have an appointment that I have to go to this afternoon. So, yeah. But I figured if I can at least demold this today, and tomorrow morning before work, I can continue cleaning stuff up, and maybe I can get around to fast casting something. Who knows? We'll see. See how lucky I get. Bring this down any closer now that I'm doing fairly, ooh, I can. Just didn't like me for a second. It's fair enough. Okay. Focus. Focus. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Nice. I mean, there was no reason why strips of plastic wouldn't work for mold walls, but I'm just glad to be able to justify hoarding stuff. That's what it boils down to. This is a fairly substantial block of silicone. I realised when I started pouring it that, the jacket method would have saved me a lot of stuff. Oh well. It is what it is. It's always deceptive when most things are like at a lower height. Because you assume, like, that's fine, that's not going to be that much taller. It was substantially taller. Of course, you got to keep pouring until you reach the highest point, and then that just becomes a problem. So, not ideal in that respect, but everything worked the way I would want it to. So, I can't say I'm super bothered. Just be smarter about it next time. That's all. No biggie. Not really. And I was going to be smarter about it next time anyway, because that's going to be a two-parter rather than just a single block. So I will have to be sensible. still kind of sticky. Which I don't. Well, but then I suppose because it's on the clay, I suppose it can be justified. Yeah, there's a lot of uncured, which is weird. I wouldn't have expected it at this point. Maybe the I'll keep taking other bits off. Oh yeah, that was going to be a problem. I'd forgotten about the hole in one of the rulers. I should have thought about it at the time. But hey ho. I'm just gonna cut it. Problem more or less solved. More or less. See, that all peels away quite nicely, so I'm not that worried. I think it is just where it's on the clay or on tape. Maybe a little bit sketch. Which is whatever, really. Not particularly bothered. I'll be spinning most of the ruler. I'll tidy up at some other point. That's not really an issue. Really. See, all of this is really good. I think it's probably fine. I think it's just where it's been sat on the clay that it's not been happy. And that's kind of the point. Should be able to is good. Yeah, actually, so as far as methodology, pretty sound, I would say. I think the method to the madness is pretty legit. I don't mind that at all. It's just a case of what can I salvage? Most of this, fairness. I can probably salvage most of this. That is fine. I'm thinking I just get on with it and do the fun bit. So, when I lift this, most of the sculpt underneath is probably going to come away with it. So, I can loosen up the edges. See what I can get away with. Probably not a whole lot. Ah, okay, I see what's happened here. Got it. Alright, it's not going to be as clean and satisfying as I was hoping because undercuts have existed. And they've existed because I was an idiot and tried to pull it off the plastic. So that's on me. That is 110% a me problem. I am the fool for that. I accept the blame. As far as the rest, So if I can avoid destroying the thing, I'd like to avoid destroying it. You know what? Let me show you. That's, that's, that's what I'm dealing with. So yeah, that's on me. I will accept that. That works a lot better. Then I got a plastic sheet that's pretty screwy, and I can just chuck away. And then I have this. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. It would be nice if I can not destroy the original sculpt to the best of my abilities, just in case. So, I'm going to attempt to salvage the clay as well. That's all useful. Always picking little bits of silicon out of this stuff. Harmless enough. Oh, if it's just a little bit dodge. And I think it is just the clay. Which again is kind of the point, so I'm not that bothered. I always keep a separate little ball of kind of screwy clay that I use for mold walls anyway. Probably not a bad shout. Main thing is this sits pretty flat, so when I do pour some stuff in it, it should just sit and behave. That's most of the clay. Not quite all of it, but it's most of it. Enough for now. Put it off to one side because it's a little bit screwy. And if I can just try separate this. Fortunately, as I said, my plan is very much to sort of cast this, be flat, and then sand it down after the fact. But then becomes slightly shallower. I've got to be careful. Some of these are going to be part of the actual mold, which I don't want to be screwing with a whole bunch. I'm probably just going to play it safe. Once I've freed this, I should be able to actually demold a thing. Well, these are self-inflicted undercuts. Can't really say a lot about it. This is on me. Me and my hubris. I think I might be able to do this now. Get rid of these bits. With any luck. Ought be able to pull this away. See. I flip it back around. I even get away with that. Again, I kind of want to try and preserve the original. It's always preferable. I do it like this. Try. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And the foam comes up, but the clay doesn't. that's cool. Like a spine pattern. At least I can take this off on here. That should fit in there. I may end up having to dig it out, which I'm reluctant to do, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I have the mold of the thing. Yeah, that's really wedged in there. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's a good thing, I suppose, but alright, kind of getting it. Kind of getting it. Come on. Oh, it's gonna get so stuck on the little bits, though. Yeah, there was no way. Okay, screw it. Reluctantly, I will concede. There was no way this was gonna peel off, because all of these bits. So, fair enough. Looks kind of cool out the mold, actually. Cleaning this up is going to be just the worst. This midsection, ooey. I am going to be here for a while. I mean, not today, but like, in general. Generally speaking, this is going to take a while. So I suppose there's no kind of satisfying ta-da moment with this. It's just really, really wedged in there. I want to be as careful as I can be with these middle bits. They shouldn't be brittle, but it's also better to just be safe. There was no way in hell this was coming out of its own accord. Good grief. But it looks pretty effective. Like it's done the job. By the time I've cleared everything up, should be pretty okay. But remember what tools I used to clear things out last time. There was definitely one tool in particular that was really useful. I'll have to go back through the VODs and find out. Oh yeah, this is... Ooh-wee. I thought the other one was bad. This is really something. And then I gotta get a couple of fast cast copies from this. Figure out how I'm gonna attach the silk. Sculpt it on top of one of them. And then same sort of principle. This middle is real interesting. I was never going to get this out in one piece, jeez. There's wishful thinking and there's delusion. This was definitely the latter. A lot of this is going to need tool assistance. You can kind of see what I'm working with here, so that's pretty cool. What can I use for this? Something that isn't pointy, ideally. What about you? It's not as helpful as I thought it would be. What about this one? Better. I don't want to stab into anything, you know. It would be bad. I also need to dig out quite a lot of this. I'll just do it with a rounded end. I feel like this is going to take me a while, to be honest. That's fine. Why I wanted to demold it today. And tomorrow morning, hopefully it'll just be the more residual cleanup. And then I can get around to actually using it, which would be nice. Just determined not to rip anything. At the minute, it's kind of hard to see what I'm even looking at. feel like I used something different last time. I don't remember for the life of me. Just don't want to stab into them.